Hey guys, it's Chris with Electric Rides here. I did a kind of a 2022 wrap-up video a couple weeks back, and I kind of had fun doing it. So I thought I'd do like a monthly, kind of like a news wrap-up, so I can go over e-bike news, any kind of big events that have gone over in the month. I don't know, maybe it'll work out, maybe not. Let me know if you like it or if you hate it. Let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, let's get into it. Kind of one of the big stories that kind of happened earlier in the month was I'm gonna have my notes over here, was the electric XP Trike that was available for pre-order earlier in this month. Electric kind of teased it, the CEO teased it on their Facebook page that they were coming out with a new Trike model, and shortly after that they put it on their page. It's kind of big news for the Trike wars are kind of heating up. It's still kind of a small market for Trikes. But with the Rad Trike that just came out last month in December, and then now the new XP Trike that's coming out this year, the market's kind of growing. I'm not sure if more people are going to be doing Trikes, or if it's still one of those things that people ask for it, but not a lot of people buy them. I've noticed that with the Rad Trike, a lot of people were saying that they weren't going to pick it up just because they don't need it, but we'll definitely see. The new XP Trike is pretty aggressive compared to the Rad Trike. They're coming in at a $1,500 price point versus the price point that the Rad Trike was coming in at, which was $2,500. So a whole $1,000 less than what Rad was coming out with theirs, but better features. Well, sort of. The XP Trike is coming out with a 500 watt motor that peaks at almost 1100 watts versus the Rad Trike was coming in at 750 watt nominal, 750 watt peak motor in the front. The XP Trike has the motor in the rear, which is kind of different for a lot of Trikes since they have two wheels in the back. It's a little bit harder to put a hub motor back there. But what Electric is doing is putting one of their hub motors in the center between the two wheels there, and have a differential in the rear. So just kind of handle that. Kind of interesting. We'll see how that pans out. Another notable thing about the XP Trike that is compared to the Rad Trike was that the XP Trike is coming out with full hydraulic brakes, front and rear, versus the Rad Trike only had a front disc brake and a coaster brake in the back, which I was kind of disappointed to see. The battery is larger on the XP Trike as well, 672 watt hours versus 480 watt hours, or 14 amp hours versus 10 amp hours as far as the battery goes. So a lot more range that you should be able to get out of the XP Trike. The XP Trike comes with a display, which the Rad Trike does not. XP Trike comes with 20-inch tires versus the 18 tires on the Rad Trike, which is a less standard tire size. So I really prefer the 20-inch. They both have the same 14-mile-an-hour limit, which is interesting, probably just because with Trikes there's a lot less stability. But the big thing is, of course, is the $1,000 cheaper for the Electric versus the Rad. So we'll see how that works. Let me know if you're interested in either one. Another new release from Aventure, the Aventure 2 was released. Not a huge change from the regular Aventure 1. Same motor, same battery it seems, hydraulic brakes, the throttle and pedal assist levels at the same speed. It looks like they put on a torque sensor on this new version and improved the display. The rear rack was normally sold separately before, and now they're coming out with the rear rack included, which is nice. They improved the tail lights. Before they had a integrated tail light on the left hand side of the back end there on the frame, but now they have it on both. So in that, they also put turn signals on there as well. So if you're riding traffic or anything like that, turn signals really help out. The range, it looks like even though they have the same battery, the same motor, they upped the range from 45 miles for the Aventure 1 all the way up to 60 miles for the Aventure 2. So apparently that torque sensor is going to translate into a lot more mileage out of this new version of the bike. But that's just interesting. It looks, pretty much the same as the old Aventure. If you looked at them side by side, just glancing at them, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But the new Aventure is releasing now soon. Another new release from Magicycle is the Magicycle Deer. kind of a weird name. Has a full suspension economy e-bike from Magicycle, which is really something that you don't see a lot of. They don't really show the listing of the price, but in the kind of economy kind of range, you don't see a lot of front and rear suspension in these type of bikes, so that's interesting. Kind of non-standard colors on there. They have bright yellow, bright green, and then a standard gray, but just weird colors out of that one. 750 watt motor, 1000 peak, 52 volt battery at 20 amp hours, so nice huge battery on that one. 80 miles of range they list. Hydraulic brakes, and they have an extra long rear rack. The whole bike is capable of 400 pounds of carry capacity, but yeah, it has a very long, lot of room on that rear rack to haul cargo. At the time of me recording this, they didn't list a price on it, but kind of one of those weird things. If you go on their website and click on it and look at the HTML, like the text, they actually list a price of $29.99. I'm not sure if that's gonna be that price, but it's hidden in the coding of the web page. We'll see if that's actually going to be the price listing going forward, or if that's something that they just put as a placeholder, and who knows. I'm going to assume that's the regular price, but I don't know. But other than that, kind of expensive for what you get. Yeah, I'm not sure about the pricing on there. Hopefully it's going to come in lower than that $3,000, because that's still pretty up there for just an economy type of e-bike. That is more of like a premium price range, but we'll see. Apparently my video audio stopped working, so gotta re-record these. So it's night now. Next big story was from Ride1Up, and apparently they're coming out with a Super 73 clone, a moped style e-bike called the Revv, R-E-V-V, 2 V's, Revv 1. All the other e-bikes didn't have typical 4-inch tires, and so I thought that was a little bit odd that they didn't come with a 4-inch fat tire e-bike before, but now they're coming out with a Super 73 moped style e-bike clone with the Revv. It's definitely aggressive looking. I really like the look and the design of the Revv. It's coming up at a much lower price point than what the Super 73 is, so it's going to be very aggressive as far as the price point goes. $18.95 for their hardtail edition, or $23.95 for the Softail, and that's in comparison to the Super 73. Like the S2 is coming at $3,300 versus the RX. The RX is a full suspension for about $2,700, or I'm sorry, $3,700. So quite a bit cheaper for the Revv versus the Super 73. It you know, if you look at it side by side and you're looking for a moped style e-bike, it definitely looks like the part. So it's definitely something to consider. It comes with a 750 watt nominal motor. They didn't list the peak wattage on either one, but if you go by the controller specs, the amperage on there, you can calculate it to about 1200 watts for the hardtail, or 1344 watts for the Softail, which isn't too bad, right in line with what the Super 73 has. They come with a 52 volt battery, 15 amp hours or 20 amp hours, depending on the model. They list a out of the box speed of 20 miles per hour, but you can put it in off-road mode for 28 miles per hour. It comes with turn signals and a big, large motorcycle display, which is real nice if you like, you know, having a lot more information than the tiny little display that they give you on the Super 73s. It's interesting that there's so many different Super 73 competitors that are on the market right now. I've already talked about Lyric Cycles, their models that are competing with the Super 73s. Aerial Rider has been on the market forever. Juiced, also Spark Cycle Works has been out, now Ride1Up, and just more and more competitors coming out for Super 73. So if you're looking for a moped style e-bike right now, it seems like the biggest and, you know, best bang for your buck was either their Aerial Rider X-Class, the Grizzly, or it now looks like the Revv. But interesting to see how many people pick these up, and if they going to have the same kind of a mod market that the Super 73 has. That's kind of one of the things that Super 73 has, really a lot of dedicated fans that pick up their bikes even though they're a little bit underpowered, and mod the heck out of them to make them 72 volt and, you know, 50 miles per hour and that sort of thing. So I wonder if these competitors are going to get the same kind of treatment, or if they're just going to be, you know, putting around at 28 miles per hour. But we'll see. Another major news story for January is that Rad Power Bikes had put the RadWagon 4 back up on their website for sale for pre-order to be shipping out in March. It's pretty well known that last year they've had some quality issues, and the RadWagon was one of their biggest issues. They had some issues with their tires and rim strips causing blowouts with their inner tubes, which has led them to pull them off the market and do a mass recall of all the bikes that were affected. That looks like they're back on sale for $19.99 in the US or $23.99 in Canada. But Rad CEO Phil Molyneux sent out a mass email to all their customers on the 24th that also laid out plans for kind of the right in the ship at Rad. They kind of admitted that they had some customer service issues and quality issues in 2022, and that they have things in place and new plans to make things right again and to right the ship. We shall see what they have in store, but it's definitely good to see that the Rad is putting back up the RadWagon. I know a lot of people were looking for it and disappointed that it wasn't available. Speaking of tires, Himiway announced plans to increase the tire size of several of their e-bikes, their fat tire e-bikes, including the Zebra Step Through, Cobra Pro, Big Dog, and Escape Pro. All came with standard 4-inch fat tires, and now they're saying that they're going to move them up to a 4.5-inch or 4.5-inch wide tire, which is kind of interesting. I know Himiway already dabbled with larger than the 4-inch tires on the Cobra and the Cobra Pro. They came with 4.8-inch tires, which is, already large enough, but apparently they're going to up the size of some of their other models to be a little bit larger too than the standard 4. Himiway cites several reasons why they're making the change, including performance in all seasons, like in snow and wet seasons, more tire grip, rider comfort, and all those sort of things. I wonder how it'll affect their range estimates on their bikes, or if it's going to be negligible since they're just bicycle tires. There's not that much added weight. Like say when you switch out a e-bike tire for a Shinko tire, there's much added weight, like a moped or a motorcycle tire on an e-bike reduces your speed and your range. I wonder if anything like that's going to come into play also for these, or if it's going to be not a big deal. Those are more extreme examples, but there's at least you might see some minute reduction in speed and range. I wonder if they're going to come out with bigger batteries to compensate for this, but that's just me speculating. The new tires look a little bit less knobby than their older tires, like the Kendas. If you've seen a fat tire e-bike tire, they're pretty knobby. These ones look like they're kind of a hybrid between like a street tire tread and for knobby tread. Maybe that's what to make up for some of the lost efficiency. Yeah, but if anybody gets one of these tires or one of these e-bikes with the fatter tires, definitely let me know and see how you like it. I'd be interested to find out. Big news if you're into modding your e-bike. Brian over at Citizen Cycle a few days ago pointed out and made a video that spoke about the new 35 amp controller upgrade that Electro Bike World is now selling that is specifically designed for the Rad Rover 6 Plus. If you try to look about upgrading your Rad Rover 6 in the past, you found out that the standard 35 amp controller just wasn't compatible. There's different cabling between the two that led them to not just be plug and play. And now with this new kit that Electro Bike World is selling, you're able to upgrade your 6 Plus to this new more beefier controller. I have the 35 amp controller on my Rad Runner Plus, and personally I definitely think it's worth the money. The torque and acceleration that you get out of it just makes a huge difference between it and the stock power that you get right out of the box. The kit is going for almost $250, which is kind of pricey, but you're getting a controller and a new display, and it's kind of worth the money in my book, especially if you live in hilly terrain. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. I'm not sponsored by Electro Bike World. I have no affiliation with them. I bought my 35 amp controller from them, so that's my only link to the company. But yeah, check them out if you have a Rover 6 Plus. The last kind of major news story for January so far that I've seen is that California is solidifying their plans for a e-bike rebate. Looks like they set aside about $10 million to give residents purchase vouchers for big discounts going towards an e-bike purchase. The last I saw, you could get anywhere from $750 to about $1,200 for a regular e-bike, and about $1,500 if you're getting a cargo or utility e-bike. A huge discount, especially when most e-bikes are anywhere from most economy e-bikes are anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. That could definitely drop down the average price. I know several people that have lived in Denver, where the main reason why they got an e-bike was because of the Denver rebate voucher that they had last year in 2022. And so it's interesting and exciting to see that California is following suit. They do have some stipulations, though, that to qualify, you have to be below a certain income level. I'll put up a list in here that calbike.org has on their website. Apparently, e-bike has to have a 2-year warranty on it, which is kind of interesting and I think might cause some problems because most e-bike manufacturers that I know about come with a standard 1-year warranty versus a 2. There are some manufacturers that come with a 2-year warranty, but it's definitely not widespread. But yeah, that's the major stories for January. Please let me know if I missed anything that I should have gone over, or if you have any thoughts or concerns of anything that I said or any of the stories. Definitely let me know down in the comments. Give it a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But otherwise, thank you for watching and stay safe.